Packer and Durham, ACC Network. All right, we're switching gears. We're going up to Syracuse, see what's going on. Women's lacrosse. We've been bragging about lacrosse all season long, men's and women's sides. It's loaded. Tournament's cranking up again this weekend. Meaghan Tyrrell makes her appearance on the program and makes her debut. Meaghan, first of all, good morning and welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
It's always a pleasure. So, only 7 goals. You slacking off? What's going on up there? Come on. What's happening? Only 7 in the last tournament game. Come on. What's happening?
Nothing. Getting ready for the next game moving forward. I think Loyola was a really good team win overall. 7 goals doesn't happen on its own. So definitely super proud from the sideline, from the defense to the offense of how well that game went.
That's very impressive, to say the least. But I want to talk about, kind of a special relationship that you have on this team with, having your sister and the chemistry that you guys have off the field, on the field. My brother and I played at Clemson together for the football team there. But obviously, he was a wide receiver. I was a lineman. So we didn't have this interaction like I'm sure you guys do. Can you just talk about how special that is and, how cool it is to have somebody that you've known your whole life, out there playing with?
It's definitely awesome, especially coming from high school where we played together all the time. And then now she's switched from the midfield role to the attack role. So now we're playing the same position for, I think, the first time ever. So being able to know how she plays and having all that years of experience, and even during quarantine, in the backyard when it was just us, being able to know, what her next move is going to be, I think is really awesome for our chemistry. And moving forward, we're definitely going to build off of that. Especially from Loyola, it worked out pretty well for us. So definitely something we're looking to do in the future and work on.
Who's got the better stick celebration, you or your sister?
Ooh, that depends. So I think that I have the better stick drop, but whenever Emma gets a big hype goal or big energy goal, her stick drop is definitely better than mine.
Why is that? Why is that? Break that down for us, Meaghan. Why is that?
So whenever she scores a big momentum goal for us, she throws her stick yards. Usually my stick is just kind of a slam down, but hers goes so far away, and then she just gets really excited about it. And you don't really see excitement out of her often. So being able to see that is just oh wow, she's actually really excited. So it's really cool to see. So I would definitely say her hype stick drop's better than mine.
All right, so you're giving her extra points for distance, like a javelin. It's like a total celebration. When she scores, it's almost an exorcism. Some beast just comes out of her. She's just losing her mind, right? That's what you're telling me. Yes,
definitely. In the UNC game, she had a big goal for us, and stick flew yards.
That's amazing. That's tremendous, and I love the big stick energy there with the celebrations. When you look at the ACC and you look at just how dominant this conference has been this season, how does that really prepare you guys to make this championship run, to really understand that, hey, we've already gone against the best of the best in our own conference? How does that play when we get close to national championship talk?
I think that it's definitely huge for us, especially knowing that we've been playing these awesome top 5 teams throughout the whole season, from start to finish. So just moving into the postseason, it's we've kind of already seen the best of the best, and moving forward, obviously we haven't seen everyone play. But coming into this weekend especially, we know this team's talented, they're fast. So I think being able to have an experience from UNC to Boston to Notre Dame, it's just going to be another tough game like that. So I think being able to play like that throughout the season is definitely going to help us out in the postseason.
Meaghan, I tell you what's been impressive about your team is, number one, you're good. That's a given. You wouldn't be in this position, much less talking to us, if that wasn't the case. But you guys have really been banged up and injured. You've lost star power on this team, and it just seems like, hey, you know what? Somebody's down, next person up, let's go play. That's got to help the chemistry, right? The fact that, hey, you know what? We've really kind of been through it. We've seen a great schedule, tough teams. We're good. We're still standing. And yet, despite the injuries, here we get ready for the quarterfinals, and Syracuse is still in the hunt.
Yeah, definitely. So I think with these injuries, they've also been so supportive through their injuries. They've come in and stepped in as coaching positions, which is usually different from them. They're seeing things from the sideline that maybe they wouldn't be seeing on the field. So whenever they see something different or something they want to change, they come over and they're like, hey, try this, look at this. But I think as far as the rest of the team, as soon as these injuries happened, it was kind of like we need people to step up in order to be successful. And I think people really bought into that and are able to kind of fill these shoes that we're missing.
Could you give us an example of I guess, just, a girl stepping up in particular that maybe made a big difference, this season, or really maybe impacted a certain situation?
I would definitely say in the beginning of the season when Emily Harris-Chuck went down, Emma Ward as a freshman stepped up huge. She's been putting up points for us. She's been doing really well. She has a great IQ. So she's been doing really well. On the midfield side, Sam Swart definitely stepped up. And then after Meaghan Carney went down, I honestly think that Emma Tyrrell also stepped up as well. She's filling into her shoes as best she can. So I definitely say those three people are people that are standing out to me as the step-up players.
All right, you already gave us the breakdown on your sister's javelin toss celebrations after goals. I want to know what's going on that sideline every time you're scoring. I mean, the creativity of your bench and everybody chilling and grilling and having a good time watching. What's the background story here? Because I mean, the creativity's really, really been good.
Yeah, I love our sideline. I honestly think that we have the best sideline in the country, not even just to brag about that, but their celebrations, or whenever we score or something like that and they're celebrating like this, it just builds so much momentum for us. We look over and get so hyped from it. And honestly, most of the time, I do think that they are talking about it prior to the game, but sometimes they just come up with these things on the spot. They're like, okay, we're gonna do this, and they just jump right into it. And being able to see that creativity and energy from the sideline totally pushes onto the field. So I love and have so much respect for them for doing this, and they're really the hype up men for us.
And by the way, who's
that's
the
what I wanted to ask.
But who's the ringleader? There's always one that starts hey, Meaghan, I got this idea, and next thing you know,
right.
Everybody. There's always one.
Are you guys spending time after practice? Is there extra time with these celebrations? Who's leading the way?
Honestly, I think they kind of just text about it. I don't even know if there's one person that really does step up and is oh, here's a great idea. I think they all kind of are oh, let's try this, let's try this. So I don't really know who the leader is. It kind of seems like they all come up with these ideas and they're all oh, this is great, let's do it.
So Coach Gates cool with it, right? I mean, he's just hey, as long as we're scoring, we're good, right?
Yeah.
That's how Coach rolls, right?
Yes.
It makes sense. All right, before we let you go, our traditional question for every student athlete. Since you've been at Syracuse, Meaghan, what has been your hardest class?
I would have to say my hardest class was statistics. Definitely
great answer.
Not the easiest course for me. Got through it, but definitely was the most challenging course I've taken here.
But numbers shouldn't be an issue. I mean, only 7 goals. I mean, we're going to go for the infamous Charlotte North double-digit number here, right? I mean, Charlotte's kind of set a standard for everybody in the league. I mean, you got 7. I expect big things from you against Florida this weekend.
Well, we'll be trying.
I love it. Well, listen, give me the double thumbs up because you're the first one that's ever done it for us. There it is. I love it. Listen, good luck to you. Stay healthy, and we'll be watching this weekend.
Thank you, guys.